them come. This is their fate.
All right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves. Wait, hold on. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, here with Jalen and Josh. Today we got some topics. We didn't cover the GTA last time, so we're gonna kick it off with that. But we got a few things to talk about. A lot's been happening. You know, Nvidia had their 4000 series cards reveal, and we had some other stuff in regards to AMD might be able to steal the show, depending on what they do. But yeah, Call of Duty beta was out, so we had some time to play that. But there's a few things we're gonna cover. But before we get started, as usual, Jalen, Josh, update the people. How you doing? What you been playing? How's life at this moment?
Well, we need to get you a switchboard so you can be like Joe Budden and always pressing that it's Joe Budden. being annoying every 5 seconds.
New icing ish.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been good. Just same old. Putting in work on Fortnite. Went back to Cyberpunk to try out the new content and just get a good feel of how the game is in the current state. Otherwise, I haven't played too many other games. I'm looking for, I guess, smaller titles. I got a long list of them. I'm just waiting for something to go on sale. Yeah, it was one game I saw today. I was gonna send it to y'all because the art just looked really good. It's like At Death's Door. It's another like two. Yeah, it's another 2D like roguelike game.
But it's like
I've heard of it before.
Souls-like.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Hollow Knight, but you play as like a little mini Grim Reaper dude. Yeah. But what I liked about it is the character animation looks alright, but the enemy animation is like super detailed. Like it was this. I'll send the gift to y'all later, but it was like this little skull dude, and he was covered in fire, and just like how the animation of like the fire swirling and stuff, he got turned into like this giant skull dude, and that was just like a normal enemy, and it was really good. So I'm gonna check that game out later. But yeah, otherwise just a pretty chill week for me. I'm other than playing like I got Call of Duty. Just and waiting on other games that's come out this year, like God of War.
Yeah. Same, somewhat. Got a little bit different, but what about you, Jalen? I know you. I don't know if you're gonna keep it, but I know you at least got that.
Oh, my bad.
That new.
The game is actually have a nice death. I'll share the link to y'all so you can.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to see. I'm looking at it right now, but a little bit of like the style of it and everything. And like I said, it looks cool, so it could be something I'll check out too. But what about you, Jalen? How you been? What you been playing? What you been doing?
I'm straight, man. Not a whole lot changed. I ain't picked up Fallen Jedi this week. But I really just
finish it this week.
Nah, I've been playing Multiverses and Apex. So I've been playing an Apex gun game. That's been pretty interesting. It's like a fresh take, but
he sat there. Huh? I know you've been playing that Pokemon. Tell him about your Pokemon addiction.
Oh yeah. I've been basically playing I've been playing this ROM hacker Pokemon. It's like Pokemon Emerald Kaizo. It's like basically Pokemon Emerald hard mode. So it's a little unfair and they be cheating and stuff like that. But I mean, it's making the game harder.
Too much
they got a lot of keys and stuff. Too much self-destructs. They got too many Wobbuffets or Why Nots with Shadow Tag and Destiny Bomb Mirror Coat. Using stuff like that on you, and everybody know Thunder Wave and everybody got hold items and stuff. So it get annoying, but you can't use items in battle. So
don't they tell you what you're finna fight so you can prepare though, right before, or no?
Yeah, but it don't help when you got Raichus using surf. Like you just like, bro, what? Like, why do you even know surf, bro? Like, you can't even do that. So they just got a lot of weird stuff on there. Like you'll be prepared for the typing and stuff like that, and then they changed some stuff too. Like usually, like a move like yawn, it would take 2 turns for you to fall asleep. Like your person would get drowsy, and then the next turn they'll fall asleep. But they changed stuff for like if they use yawn, you instantly go to sleep. So it's just I don't know, man. So, but it's annoying right now. I'm on a 3rd gym leader, and I don't know how I'm gonna get past the dude because Raichu faster than all my Pokemon and no search. So.
Sheesh. Well, at least I guess when you initially started it, you was a little more enthusiastic about it. I don't know about now, but at least it's at least it had like rekindled something in regards to like challenging Pokemon. Because I always felt like Pokemon didn't have no challenge, and that's kind of what you alluded to. Is like they don't really got no challenge in there, but this right here is kind of a challenge because it's like the AI is pretty tough. So
well, yeah, they not tough. You can trick them and stuff like that because they got a certain. I watched this video on the way they think, but it's just they move sets and they stats and stuff like that. Like some of these Pokemon, some dogs. So
yeah. Well, you potentially got a Steam Deck, right? You said you might keep it, or you is keep it, or you don't know.
I'll probably keep it. I'm a fan of emulators and stuff like that, so I'll probably keep it. I just ain't want to pay that money up front. Not at this point right now, but
yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I got the money for it. I just ain't want to use it until I like allocated money for it. I just didn't think I was gonna get it this one. So
yeah, me neither. But like I said, it's a cool device, especially if you into emulation. It's very much so probably the top tier right now for portability and emulation. So yeah, I think that would be the safe bet. It's like it might rekindle your old PSP days where you you go crazy. It depends though.
Playing them games.
Yeah, you don't play that of them, but you got them. That's the point. But yeah, I've been pretty much playing Cyberpunk still. I've been by about 40 hours in it now. Really enjoying it still, going through it a second time. Trying out different builds. I didn't want to like cheese any money right now, so I'm broke. I'm really broke. And and it's kind of annoying, but it's all right. But yeah, I'll be getting one shot by everything because I think I'm playing on hard, and yeah, I just get one shot because I'm basically an intelligence build right now where I'm just like being able to hack, but my hacks aren't good enough yet to the point where I can like defeat people with hacks only. So when it's time to fight, I'll be getting smacked up, but it's alright though. I'm still having fun, enjoying it. Been playing some Apex Legends, just a tad bit of multiverse. I'm talking about. It's like if you look at 100%, it's probably 0.12% of multiverses. Only played like twice in the last couple of days. Well, not really. I didn't even play it that much. I think it was once with Jalen yesterday. But I've been trying to upgrade my battle pass on Apex, and that's pretty much it. Just been trying to upgrade that. Which I'm pretty high up now, so I'm cool on that. I'm really waiting for Loba to they dropped the heirloom, so I'm gonna pick that up, but it's after the event is over because I got shards. But yeah, I ain't been doing nothing. Playing the game, chilling, trying to make the best of everything. Watching some House of Dragon, watching my Lord of the Rings show, which I think is called Rings of Power, which is interesting, I guess. Yeah, I ain't got nothing going on. Same old, same old. So let's just transition right into it. Let's go straight into what we want to talk about. First off is that GTA leak. Y'all seen that? Did y'all see stuff about it? Did you see I think they Latina, or I don't know if that's the correct term. I mean, they Latina. I don't know, but I think that's what it was. The two protagonists, the Bonnie and Clyde duo. I think one name was Jason. I forget the girl name. But yeah, a lot of it leaked. Very I guess not so. I mean, it wasn't terrible looking. The game didn't look terrible. I would like to know when that stuff was like being created, and kind of put a little bit more context behind it. The gameplay I can't really judge. It's still in that point where it's actually in development. It's not even supposed to be shown to us, so I really don't even know what to say on it outside of they look like they're putting a lot of effort into physics. They're putting a lot of effort into real life simulation, adding stuff that's in real life into the game. At least that's what I saw based off the assets that were in it. And they did a lot of customization to how to interact with a robbery at a store. So I think they're going to be doing a lot of those finer details, because I was playing Red Dead and I was like, man, this game has a lot of freaking small details to it. And that game came out in 2018. I was playing it like last night, and I was just like, Jesus, like all of the little things that you can do, calming horses, interacting with people on the street, and they give you options to kind of talk to them, and then you can go into the stores and actually pick up items and pay for them right then and there. I'm just trying to see what that would look like and how that would feel in such a large open world game like GTA. So, anyways, the leaks came out. Some random guy did it. I don't remember his actual name. I think they're looking for him now.
330. They scooped him up.
Did they scoop him up already? I don't remember, because
yeah,
I know
they say he is from London or something. So
oh my goodness, so yeah, they got him. But yeah, he was. I don't know. I don't know how he got it or what happened totally. And if you have more information, that'd be great. But really, all I know is. Oh, go ahead.
So yeah, you go ahead. I read about it because I end up having like talk about this in class or something. So.
Oh, interesting.
My bad. You go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, all I know is that the leak came out. GTA got the feds involved. Everybody started coming down on them. The whole internet was basically, blew up overnight. It was like very quickly that this whole thing spread so fast. And the fact that Rockstar even had to come out and kind of say, hey, this is real, kind of talks to how people are just in denial sometimes. That's so funny that they were just still like, I don't know if this is real or not. But then I could tell that it was real based off of just the amount of effort that it was in it, and it was the same assets everywhere. And it was like, I was like, this cannot be somebody just playing around. This is literally their game out there on the streets. And I guess people were in denial for a while until they actually came out and Rockstar kind of confirmed it. Yes, this has been leaked. They did not give a time frame of when, how long that in development that's been. Like if it was a year ago, or if it was long. They just said early development. Again, the game doesn't really. It's I guess it's not going to be a showcase of what the game going to be like at the end, because then a bunch of people came out, like different developers, and they were showing their games that were. I seen the Control game, like when they had this, I don't know, this teacher looking person fighting like these cubes, and how Control turned into the game that it was. It looked totally.
Did you see
different.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
I did not see Horizon Zero Dawn's one.
So you want to look at that one because it was literally Aloy was like a Killzone soldier, and she was fighting like a Lego dinosaur.
Yes. So it was just funny because they were like trying to level set. Basically, people were upset that it's like the game didn't look next gen or the game didn't look up to their standards. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, like, this ain't even supposed to be showed to you. Like, none of this stuff is legit supposed to be showed to you. And the stuff that is leaked still looks good. And I'm just like, I still don't get why people were like in that mindset that and what triggered everybody, all the developers, some guy that deleted his tweet basically said that graphics are the first thing that you work on in early game development and not mechanics. So he said this is how this game is going to look, and I guess people start responding to that with their early development footage, and that is what sparked everyone to kind of start showing stuff like Control, like Sniper Elite. I think Call of the Lamb even did some. There was other few that were stood out to me that were like, oh wow, it was totally different. I mean, obviously, this type of stuff, their developmental stuff, like, I mean, Josh, you could probably talk to it better. Like all that stuff, nobody knows about. Nobody knows how games are made. They just know it's there. Like, don't show me how it's made. Just show me the end product, like a hot dog or whatever. But if you really truly look at it, it's a lot that goes into it, and it's difficult, and it's not like this. I don't know. It's not this very, straightforward pattern or path to get to development of a game. Everything is kind of always being tweaked and worked on, and art usually comes in at the end to kind of do the rest of that. Mechanic wise, all that stuff, it's all being worked on simultaneously. So,
Yeah, because a lot of development ends up just being like, it's an idea, they want to try it out, but it has to be able to be like, oh, delete it at any point. So you can't like commit to anything until like you are really sure like how stuff is going to work. So that's why they actually do like gameplay first and probably cutscenes around a similar time. They will probably design like the main character really early, but even still the main character will change over time. So but yeah, design a main character and then just like plan out your cutscenes. But art is probably the thing that takes the longest time because like if you, for example, GTA is going to be a huge city with a bunch of buildings and a bunch of cars. Nobody's going to make 50 different cars and then like get rid of them.
Yeah,
so
no. That's not.
So they're going to be just a box for 90% of development.
Yeah.
A box on wheels.
So, I guess you can talk about a little bit more about the situation that occurred and how he leaked it, and if you have that information, and then kind of
because I have a like a cybersecurity class right now. We just end up talking about a lot of news each week because there's always something going on. But this kid, he's supposed to be in like high school or something. This is not his first thing. He actually got Uber, or supposedly he got Uber a couple weeks ago. The same way he got the Rockstar people, which is social engineering. So, just cold emailing people or pretending to be like, oh, your Google password is expired, please reset. He just sending stuff like that out to, well, somehow he had to obtain their email, but he got a Rockstar employee's email, got them to reset their password, which it wasn't real, and then he got access to their account. And then from there, he just was able to like keep climbing his way through until he found some like assets. I think Uber might have actually gotten it worse because he was able to get like a admin account and like really go through some stuff, and Uber had to like shut down the internal network for like a day until they fixed it. But yeah, got into Rockstar stuff, stole a bunch of assets, some code. They say he has like the original code, so if anybody wants to like copy it, they can. And yeah, that's basically it. I think it was a real bad like hack, and I mean, Rockstar obviously can still finish the game, but a lot of people were worried like, is this going to delay the game because it might have caused some internal problems. I think the game itself might not be delayed because Rockstar, they end up coming out saying that we're hacked, but we don't have any plans to delay the game. It might affect the multiplayer because since they have the code, people were saying like people can like make mods or cheats for the multiplayer easily because they have the original code for it. So we might see a delay on the multiplayer side for sure. But I mean, otherwise, the game, like you said, looked good. It had like way more interactions in that one store with the girl than anything in like Saints Row. Because like people were complaining like there's no interactivity in Saints Row,
Oh my god,
the new one.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, graphics wise, it was nothing. But do anybody actually doubt it won't look good? Because like Red Dead Redemption 2 still looks good.
Yeah.
So
I have no doubt
I
that
don't
that
see what the
game is
problem
going.
is.
Yeah, I have no doubt that game's going to look great. I'm just more interested in. I mean, and the only reason people are clamoring at it because people have been anticipating it for so long, and the fact that this individual was able to do all of this damage in such a crazy way is like, man, and that's why it's so funny. Like, it's just the internet, bro. The ability to trick people, the common folks, is just like crazy to me. Um, but
But
yeah,
even so, that game is like 3 years away at least. It's not
no,
coming out no
yeah,
time
I
soon.
believe so too. I think we might get something next year at the end of the next year, like a reveal or something of some sort. But overall, no, we're not going to see that game for a while, and they're okay with that. Is that true that they scrapped the GTA 4 remaster, or is that not true? I'm trying.
Did that come from that leak? It might have came from that leak. There was a GTA remaster, also a Red Dead Redemption remaster. I think they're actually pictures of the Red Dead Redemption remaster because I think it's only available on PS no 360 and maybe PS3,
Mm-hmm.
and it's never been available on anything else other than like the Series X. So I think they scrapped them because of like the bad reception of the other games,
Yeah.
which is kind of dumb because they were half-ass work anyways. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, at least we kind of know what to look for. I mean, obviously, it's going to be changed quite a bit, but we already knew this stuff. We already knew it was going to be weapons in the game. You're going to be able to pick up stuff. You're going to be able to go and run around and shoot stuff. It didn't give anything away. Even if they gave away the main character designs, it
yeah,
still didn't give away anything. So the asset leak wasn't as atrocious as it ever could be. Like, it's not on a Last of Us level where you give away the plot. Like, the plot
yeah. I think
is
the Last of Us leak was worse.
way worse because it just kind of gave a distaste for everything that was going forward because nobody first wanted to believe that Joel was going to die. Two, nobody believed that they were going to have that swap out effect. Um, and then when it happened, it's just like it made people angrier. Like, if people were just to go in like, day one, not knowing anything and kind of play through it, yeah, it's going to be a blowback, but the blowback was like 6 months because of how it led up from like people not saying not going to buy it because of this, that, and that, and all the leaks online, and then finally coming out and confirming, and then people just piling on because they had to sit with that anger for like 4 or 5 months or something like that. I think it was like 4 months or 3 months. I don't remember, but that time
Yeah,
frame from the leak to the game coming out was like festering anger, and then anger fully flashed on when everybody just kind of gave them an avenue to let out all their frustration. But yeah, this is not as bad as that. This is definitely still on the radar. I'm still gonna pick it up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna enjoy the story at least. I mean, I always play the GTA games. I'm not sure if it's like going to continue to be my cup of tea, but if I'm going to play an open world shooter, like open world, gang, uh, guns a blazing game anymore, it's going to be this one because this is the one that's going to have the most polished, the most, just the most, interconnectivity and like probably the most detailed. It's just not going to happen from elsewhere. Like we were even showing Saints Row compared to GTA 5, and they were showing how like your tires don't bust, and if you get hit by a train, you don't die. You just keep like it was so many clips going around about Saints Row being compared to GTA 5, a game that came out on the didn't that come out on the 360? No.
Yeah, it was an early 360 game.
No, sorry. 5 was a late 360 game, right? And then it came on.
Oh yeah, 5 was late 360. 4
Yeah.
was early 360.
Yeah. 5 was late 360. They were comparing it to 5, and yeah, it just was like abysmal how less of a detail that game is, and it's just how terrible it is, truly. But we don't want to jump on this for too long. So, any lasting thoughts on GTA?
Real quick, did the boy that had leaked GTA, he BBQ chicken?
I don't know what that means. A BBQ chicken.
Like they had got him.
Yeah, they cooked them. Yeah, he cooked.
I saw an article the other day or something that they found him in London because, like I said, he in like high school or something, and I'm pretty sure he was just like on his public YouTube account like posting shit. So, yeah, they picked him up. The funniest tweet I saw was like, imagine leaking a game that you never gonna be able to play. But I mean, he a minor, he probably get out. But yeah,
what he do? Fish? It sounds like he just fished somebody.
Yeah, he fished somebody.
I think he was trying to get some money out of it, so they gonna probably hit him with extortion.
Okay. They shouldn't have clicked on Wednesday where you set your password.
Hey man, they gotta start training them boys. They gotta start training them and say, hey, is this like send them some fake ones so they can like, hey bro, you can't be adding everything to your email. You can't be clicking on every link. That's what you gotta do. Train these employees because they're gonna just mess everything up. But
bro, they be like, your Amazon package, reset your password. I'm like, bro, these not even the same thing. Then it's in there be like UJ6730 some like at some.
Most of the time they don't even be trying.
Like I can understand that somebody hacks a known contact and hit you, but if they not even hacking a known contact and you can look at the email and see that it's probably not legitimate, like come on, fam. Like I always look at as soon as I look at email, I'm like, I don't know about this. I look at the sender. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of confirms it. But if it's like a known email, okay, maybe I understand if they finessing the other company or something that you work with, and that company sending you something, and then you're kind of like on the unknown because you're thinking it's somebody you know. That's different. But this is more than likely just a generated email that somebody got finessed on, thinking that it was legitimate. So I'm pretty sure he didn't hack someone's email address, and use that to contact other people. I'm pretty sure he probably did that after he got the initial person, but the initial person, one that set it all off, he probably got hit with a fake email and gave up the goods, or she. But okay, let's move on. I don't want to stay too long on that. The next topic is that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta.
Call of Booty. I'm not the fine.
Yeah, Call of Duty just recently did the open beta for Xbox. I think it was been running for a while for PlayStation and early pre-orders, but not pre-ordering that game. Open beta just started on the Xbox, and I guess what are some thoughts? Because I don't want to start first because I don't want to sound like I'm piling or something or persuading. What's your thoughts, Jalen?
I'm finna persuade, man. If you ain't, don't get that just like. Nah, I mean, just coming from somebody who spent a lot of time on Warzone, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I played a couple matches on Modern Warfare 2. Well, we all did, but. First off, I don't know why people were thinking it was going to be similar to the original Modern Warfare 2. The game and story and stuff is just like it's in a different type of climate. It's a different character. It's just different everything. So I think they just using the name to try to boost this like clout. But just coming from somebody who was playing a lot of Warzone, um, and I haven't played a regular Call of Duty game in a while. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really enjoying it as much. I know we had talked a little bit about it. I don't really like the gunplay in the game. I feel like you said, the realism aspect, them
Mhm.
trying to make it feel real. I never shot a gun before, so I don't know how they actually shoot, but I don't think you need to make everything super real to the point where the game not as fun, because you play a game for some fake aspects, right?
Yeah.
Um, so that, and then the movement in that game kind of weird. I guess they probably trying to stop people from slide canceling,
Yeah.
but because that's how Modern War. I mean, Warzone is a bunch of slide canceling. But
Mhm.
it's just I do like to kill the death time or the kill time or whatever in the game. But I mean, it's just another standard Call of Duty, and they always taking out features and adding features and different things like that that might have been in previous games, but they removed it. So I don't know. I'm not enjoying it, but at the same time, I ain't enjoyed a lot of Call of Duty games that much. So I don't know. So I'm probably a little biased, I guess. But this coming from somebody who used to play Call of Duty a lot, I kind of fell off of it after Call of Duty Ghosts. I tried to get back into them every now and again, but they just don't stick. The last one that I actually enjoyed playing was the first Modern Warfare, though. That one was actually decent. The multiplayer was.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess I'm not in that same camp of not liking the gameplay. I think it's fine. I think it's actually probably more readable in a lot of ways now that I've like, unfortunately, the fact that when you play these games and you play these betas and you play these new games, you have to remember that um I mean, the fortunate thing about Call of Duty is that they give you a ton of options, right? So I went online and I was looking at Call of Duty stuff, and I saw something on like our IGN article about changing some of your settings to kind of get the best experience out of Call of Duty. So I went through and I changed a lot of those settings, and I mean, obviously, I didn't go verbatim through everything because I mean, some of that stuff I didn't like the automatic sprint. I just don't like it because of how strong footsteps are. So I just did not turn that on. Certain other things like the sensitivity, I just felt like it was too much. But um, regardless, it's a ton of options in the thing, and you can turn off film grain, you can turn off blur motion, you can turn off blur motion on your gun, you can turn off vibration on your controller. So it after all those tweaks and the clarity came back, yeah, it became a better experience. As in like it felt arcadey again, as in like I'm just jumping around, doing crazy stuff, throwing tactical knives, and I'm moving quickly, and I can see what's going on. But at the same time, it kind of has that level of polish that I was looking for on a game that's not just going to rehash Modern Warfare to the original. I don't like new maps, especially when I feel like the lanes don't make sense. And a lot of the maps on this right now, it's really that's really the true issue. Is your map, your level design fun? I feel like once they started introducing um actual levels, like actual um elevations in their multiplayer maps, is really where I started to not lose interest, that I had to not only check my back, front, left, right, but I also got to check my elevations up and down. And it just felt like it was just too much to be flanked or to be seen through other ways. Does this possibly give you more avenues to use different types of weapons? Yes, but at the same time, Call of Duty is known for either shotgunning, SMGs, assault rifles, or sniping, going crazy with a sniper. I mean, there's no real reason to kind of mix it up to make it feel different. It's really the only true thing is to, I guess it's not, it's, you don't want to, fall into that 2K effect where you just stagnant and nothing actually ever changes. So I can't agree with like saying, for instance, them leaving stuff the same every year at every iteration, but I also don't agree with trying to break something and recreate something that don't need to be touched. I would rather it be a stronger showing on map design, on layouts, maybe even tweaking the gun customization a little bit more. But regardless of what all those changes are, the core gameplay should still kind of feel the same. And I think it's just kind of starting to become a little bit more, I don't know, starting to become a little bit more out of place in a lot of different ways. I think when I say out of place, I'm just saying like there shouldn't be a reason for me to have to determine like recoil in Modern Warfare was very like it was very standard. It was like what Call of Duty recoil is. You don't got it. It's just not that much recoil. So that caused you to be able to find some. I guess it caused the guns to all feel the same, but at the same time, you felt like this sense of comfort that you was able to try different things and still kind of fill in that same box or not have to deal with learning something new. I just think there is this learning curve that I don't know. I don't find enjoyable at times because it just doesn't feel as if it's a true difference. It's just that they chose to make tweaks to certain things to cause it to kind of feel different, but it's truly not different. And I don't know. I think a lot of those things kind of build up over time. And if your Modern Warfare, that's the one for me at least, definitely the one that I played the most. If those are you're going to be rehashing that, you need to find a way to make that feel as unique but the same as possible. And right now it's kind of is just blending into the other Call of Duties. It doesn't feel and it doesn't give me that unique presence. It's not a bad game. It's just not that I need to play it. It's more of a if it's there type of situation. Like even if they were to like there's no doubt in my mind if they added all the old maps in that game would be super super popular because it doesn't matter if the maps were trash or good. You are familiar with those maps, you understand those maps, you understand those layouts, and you probably will just have a fun time revisiting that. So I would love to feel like I'm revisiting something in a new space. And it doesn't feel like I'm revisiting something. It feels like I'm trying something new. And that is what's causing the rift in the community, as well as just trying to get back into a Call of Duty game in general. Like this is the one that would pull if there was any Call of Duty, this will be the one to pull people back into a Call of Duty mindset and really show them what you've been working up towards since I don't know, I stopped playing Call of Duty back when I was Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, I think I stopped playing Call of Duty in Modern Warfare 3 time. For me to stop and play like in between small ones like Black Ops, not really play them though, and then come back to this, it's just not enough. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there because I'm running too much. But what's your thoughts, Josh, on that Call of Duty?
Yeah, like y'all, I haven't played a Call of Duty game in a while. I think Ghost was the last one I bought. Other than playing Warzone with Jalen sometimes, I've been out of it. And that's because like Call of Duty was always an arcade shooter. Like if you go back to any of the old Call of Duty games past, like probably like Black Ops 2 and before, they're all arcade shooters. You just pick your perks, pick your guns, run in there, shoot each other for 10 minutes, and it's over. All the guns they had recoil, but not really. Like the Scar was a laser beam, the ACR laser, even the LMGs, they all shoot straight. So it's just was your preference of like how you want to set up. Do you want to sit in the back? Do you want to run and gun? Do you want to slide around and drop shot? And that's what people liked about it. Like you can just jump in and literally like waste your whole day playing just because it was just so fast and addictive. The newer games have their own things going on, but like Modern Warfare and this one, personally, I feel like I don't know. I didn't like Modern Warfare, the last one that came out that much, just because like it was different. After playing Warzone, like I can still feel the Call of Duty-ness in it, but I liked those new mechanics in a new game mode, which was the Warzone. I still didn't like it in the confines of like a Call of Duty map. Same thing with this one. I think the game feel, like the gunplay, I haven't delved too deep in it, but it felt a little different than Warzone. It kind of felt like at least aim down sights, I felt like was a little more what I was used to from the older games.
Yeah.
But all the recoil and your character is like a 300-pound person, they can barely move. That part I didn't like about it. So it's in a weird spot where it's not arcadey enough and it's not like simulation enough, like you playing some, weird ass sim game. I don't know. I feel like it'll find its audience. People will play it even if they complaining about it all the time. And then when Warzone 2 drops, that's when it'll just hit its stride because these new mechanics feel better in a Warzone map. Because like with you being slow and the map being big, you have to be more thoughtful about your movements and how you're getting around, and don't run out in the middle of the street because you're gonna get sniped. Whereas that's not what you have to worry about in the normal maps, and
Yeah,
But yeah, I agree. I don't like the maps either. Like that one map with the rock that people kept climbing up. Like,
yeah, bro,
this is
that
dumb.
was stupid. Such a stupid map. Like it was such a bad like design of a map. Like I remember
Call of Duty should just be, or at least the multiplayer should be just 3 basic ass lanes, like every other shooter. Like every Destiny map is just 3 lanes.
Yeah.
Maybe they got one top area, but it's like this map has 3, 4-ish lanes, and you got multiple top areas, and then you got this like balcony where you can snipe people on the other side, and it's like you're kind of doing too much trying to serve everybody, and the map flow is just weird. You're just gonna have people camping in different areas, and some areas just like kill zones. So
they just creep behind a corner, bro. It's like so many corners in that game. I'm so sick of running into a room and somebody's just camping in a corner. It's just like it's like you have to now play, and I don't know if this has been the norm since these games came out. I just never liked playing corners. Like there was very distinct corners in like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 that I would remember like distinctly now. Okay, I know I have to kind of check this corner out before I'm up in here. But there's like the desks, the stuff in the rooms, the stuff that they can hide behind. They have little crates and stuff. Like there's so many different things now you have to check and make sure. And then, you know how Call of Duty has like a very flat skew for colors. It kind of makes everything blend in together. So sometimes it's like a little bit more hard to kind of pick people out. Where
even in the old games, I feel like with campers, I'm gonna just take a rocket RPG and run in the room and shoot the ground. And it's like, well, now the new games is gonna take you 10 seconds to load that mug to fire.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, come on, fam. And then, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that rocket not even gonna kill them in the new games, bro. Like people,
nope.
It's
they be up in that mug with the hardened, or I don't know what the heck they be having on, but they They definitely don't be
Uh,
dying. And then when you
After
like,
Modern Warfare 2, they just changed all that, like explosive damage and stuff. It just got real weird. Like they just, I don't know, bro. Like whether you can't throw a
Well,
grenade
you
at the
gotta
side of the
have like
map
if they have a
or
explosive perk, you gotta have that one if you want to kill somebody.
now Modern Warfare 2 now, like I mean, I felt like I was dying from more explosives, which is good because if I'm dying from explosives, I can kill people with explosives. So I did feel like there was times, and they weren't just trip mines; they were actually grenades. Obviously, there's still a delay on them, so you got to cook them. But I can run away because I got. If you have on automatic sprint, you probably can get away from them. But again, there's
Can
an
I kill somebody with
advantage.
a javelin?
I don't know about javelin though. I mean, I don't even think they have it in the game right now. I'm not sure to
Oh
be
yeah, I
honest.
mean, they got new guns, but
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, that
probably not.
it feels as if they're trying to take strides to make it familiar, but they want to make sure that it doesn't feel super samey. So it's like this weird space, like Josh said, where it's not simulation, but it's not arcade either. So it's like this middle ground that kind of Call of Duty is taking up, and it's just not. It's not
It,
fun. And I
there's
think
nothing wrong with being samey though. That's the thing. Like if you have a solid formula, like you mentioned before, like if it works, don't break it. Like I don't understand why they just can't make it similar to how they did in Modern Warfare. It's a continuation of Modern Warfare from 2019. Like, why not make it similar to that? The problem with Modern Warfare it wasn't the gunplay or none of that stuff. Biggest issue was the maps in that game. Like, clearly they had bad maps and stuff. But other than that, man, I don't. They, I don't know. They keep trying to change too much stuff, and that's not always a good thing. So
no, I agree. I think I don't know how to hit that stride because Apex feels like Titanfall, but Titanfall was totally different, and it was like things. It was like legit things that made that game different, like the whole Titan thing. The Titans made it different, but the gameplay, the fighting, the actual shooting, very similar. Like, and that is what I call uh that's what I call evolution. Like that is taking something that's the same but creating a different space for it. And Call of Duty did that with Warzone. I just don't feel like it's ever done it with their standalone multiplayer. Like I don't know if they want to try to do that or if it's like they can't just rehash it, put it back to where it was, and leave it as it is. Because at the end of the day, they had the winning formula all these years. Warzone is where they can evolve, and then they can kind of do another spinoff, maybe some 3v3 action where it's not tied to the I don't know, whatever the case may be. They can also do like I think it was called in Modern Warfare. They had a mode where it was just you and the other team and you had to kill them, and that was I forget what it's called, but it was like 2v2s or whatever, and that was still fun. It was okay, and it wasn't bad. It's just that it had the lanes that you wanted to kind of play on. You had the like 3 lanes, and you just wanted to you had to make sure you were moving accordingly. But overall, it was readable. I think that readability is really important, and I think Apex kind of nails it when it comes to that, and being able to kind of just be able to understand and see someone and know what they're capable of, but also what they may have, and you hearing their sounds and like I think over time, uh, strong weapons and the ability to kind of have that recognition and be recognizable isn't super important. But the way that they run their cycles is that they're always ever changing. So it just feels as if it's all over the place all the time, and it just doesn't have any cohesion, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think for the longest time it's because they had three or
Yeah.
more different developers,
Yeah.
all with like different ideas. Like
hmm
some will let you, drop shot, or it's like Treyarch, no, you can't drop shot. You got to do the dolphin dive,
hmm
and then it just it didn't really have a full. I mean, it was Call of Duty, but they didn't have a consistent approach to fix like these issues that kind of like not ruin the game, but it really messed with like the meta and how people play it. So now we're at a point where it's kind of like weird where they don't want to let you do anything, but people still find a way to get around that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
At least there's only 2 developers now.
Yeah,
I think or something like that.
I think it's only
yeah.
I think what's name Sledgehammer got rid of, right? It's just Infinity
They're
Ward.
they still exist, but I think they're just a smaller
Support.
part of
Yeah. So
They
Treyarch.
I think they do something like a campaign or you know what I'm saying, just something a small part of the game or whatever.
Yeah. Which is fine because who needs another Advanced Warfare? No, I don't think Sledgehammer did Advanced Warfare. Did they? Did Sledgehammer?
They
did.
They did Advanced Warfare. They didn't do. I don't think they did Infinite Warfare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Infinity Warfare. I think that was Infinity Ward.
Yeah. Not
or
great
Raven,
either.
whatever they call it. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't want to spend too much on that. But yeah, overall, if you familiar with Call of Duty, you might enjoy it. But just trust me, the maps aren't the greatest. There are a few that stand out, but then most of the time, there's just too many lanes and too many ways to kind of. And I understand that people are just going to camp a lane. But the amount of different transitional places and like locations that connect with another that are in the game is a little too much. I just need it to be a little bit more minimized in regards to.
Before you move on, let me ask this because it probably tie into Apex. How y'all feel about skill-based matchmaking? Because with all the other stuff we talking about, the biggest controversy is this about Call of Duty is it still has skill-based matchmaking in all playlists, and I'd say the streamer community is upset about this.
Oh yeah, well it was like when I went on that 21 last night, I got on this morning. I had 2 kills because I was getting worked by the people that I was playing with at that point. I was like, "Geez, Louise!" I was getting thrashed. I was like, "Bro, this is kind of sucks." But yeah, once you're in that pool, you're in it, and it creates a less enjoyable experience because when you play a game, you want to actually win. You want to actually be able to successfully kill people. It's not like and not feel like you're getting beat, but at the same time, you don't want people that's like currently new to the game and that don't really have a lot of experience or lack thereof. Like there's no way that my lobby was the hardest lobby in Call of Duty, but I mean, they put me in that lobby to make me a little bit better, to make me want to try a little bit harder, really slow down the pace of the game and try to really think about where I'm gonna go next instead of just gun ho in it. But yeah, I'm a little bit indifferent on skill based matchmaking. I enjoy it when it's like I enjoy it sometimes. I don't think it needs to be necessary in like a public, like the regular public, playlist. I think it's necessary in ranked and stuff like that, and obviously ranked because it's ranked. But skill based matchmaking has a place. Do I feel like they can have an option for you to play in like skill based, like lobbies where it's skill based, and then they have lobbies where it's just public? Yeah, that's totally fine. They have plenty of servers. They can do that. They can make it where one section is skill based and maybe the daily playlist. Maybe if you want to play a certain, type of mode constantly, that's skill based because you want to play that same mode over and over. But if you play in like the standard playlist that they have rotating daily and it's got like 5 different things in it, if you're playing that playlist, it just allow it to be like just a general pop. I would rather it be like something like that than to have it where everything across the board is skill based. But that is the only way I'm going to get better. If I'm going to continue to play, I'm not going to get better by thrashing the general pop. I might come against 1 or 2 people that are really good, but if I'm always constantly fighting good people, it can get exhausting, but it will allow me to get better at the game. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
fun that way.
but I feel like if they went the route of like having a like not easy, but a completely public lobby, a skill-based lobby, and then a rank lobby, nobody's gonna play the skill-based lobby because people are gonna play the easy lobby, which is not gonna help out because the good players are still gonna play the easy lobby. And without it, it's no way to like separate the people from in different playlists.
Mhm.
Because like me, I'm not gonna play ranks. I'm gonna play Overwatch, quick play. I'm gonna play Apex, just whatever the normal mode, and whatever I get, I get. And I feel like for a lot of shooters, for especially that skill based matchmaking is like a part of it, like fundamentally. Because I mean, even if it's like skill based, that don't mean you're not gonna lose. It's just gonna mean you're gonna fight tougher competition, and that's kind of the point. Because like if I'm playing Street Fighter, like I don't want to fight kids all day, and I don't want to. Even though it might feel good, it's not going to feel good after a while if I just win 10 games in a row because I know I'm not that good.
Yeah,
And I don't know. It kind of, I feel like it makes more sense, and it makes me feel better. Like when we play multiverses and we go on a 4 or 5 win streak, I know that we earned it because the competition would usually be some dogs, or
yes.
be or something like that. Whereas like I
Especially
don't
playing with
want an
Jalen.
easy win. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like if you are really good at the game, it won't matter. You just go 50-50. And I feel like that's fine. It's not that you're gonna win, lose, win, lose. It's gonna be you win, win, lose, lose, win, lose, 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 win,
Yeah,
win.
because
And I think that's
even
normal.
because normally skill based matchmaking, even if you're losing constantly, they're gonna drop your tier and then they're gonna put you back up once you start to get some wins. The objective is to constantly allow you to feel like you're either getting better or they want to give you that dopamine and they want to drop you down and they want to give you that dopamine to make you feel keep going on. Like I guess people want to ride the high all the way through. I'm like that's ridiculous. Not life. Nothing in life is like that, and that's not how they're going to continue to keep you to play anyway. They want you to start to fight other harder people so that you can, actually feel good about winning, and then also you learn something from these people. Like when I was losing, I was like, "What is this guy using for his loadout?" I was looking at his loadout. He had all the perks unlocked. Obviously, sometimes it's just like you got to wait till you get your perks unlocked, but you have to wait for certain things to happen. But overall, as long as the game doesn't feel uh terrible to play, like I can have a better time playing Apex skill based matchmaking when I'm playing like in um when I'm playing arenas in Apex. I know I'm fighting some dogs sometimes, so I have much more fun beating that individual than I would normally if I'm just playing regular Apex, because sometimes you just have an advantage. But in arenas, you got to see me, and you got to see me a bunch of times to beat me. So it's just like that difference of the lack of competition sometimes does not make it fun. It just makes it like boring. So you want to make sure you're always in those lobbies with those tougher people because it makes you better at said game. And I think all games need some form of that. I don't think it should always be easy. So, and on skill based matchmaking, because this could be just another topic, I would say yes. I like it in there. Maybe there's an option for some type of breakup, but at the end of the day, you're right. They might just supplement the general pop for the skill base because they don't want it to be. They don't want to actually have tough fights, and they want to get content. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of cheaters. There's plenty of people that jump into like easy lobbies that try to force their way into easy lobbies. There's plenty of people out there that does that just for the content. So I don't see that being like the best case scenario. But as long as your game is fair and mechanic wise sound, you shouldn't really care about skill based matchmaking because the game that you're playing does not put you at a disadvantage. It just puts you at a point where you just have to get you have to put some time in and get better, because no disadvantage should be met with, like it shouldn't be met with any it shouldn't be met with any animosity. It's like it should be something that you embrace, because the point of the playing the game is, yes, it's to have fun sometimes, but you're playing a competitive online game. If you want to have fun, go play Slime Rancher or something. Like, play something that doesn't require you to be competitive, because if you're competitive, be competitive. If you're not, then don't be. Skill-based matchmaking is for competitive players, and these games are built on competitive people. So I don't really get the point of being upset with skill-based matchmaking. I can be upset with how our formula is set up, but at the end of the day, they only can do so much. So
yeah, and I don't know. I feel like it's just been the standard shooters for so long, because every Call of Duty game has had it, every Halo game has had it, and I'm pretty sure something like Battlefield as well. And it's like, I don't know why people expect a easy walkthrough with these games.
Yeah, me and Jay
and they already smurfing.
Mm-hmm.
So why does it matter?
We hate it every time we feel it. We see it happen. We like, man, we've been sucking so much. They done put us in these trash freaking lobbies every time we play multiverses, and we steamroll somebody. Like, bro, get me back to them dogs, because it's boring, and I just don't get why people be like looking for boring gameplay. Like, it is so boring to drop 40 on some bombs. It's like so boring. So I don't really know why people want it so bad. I can understand if it's like you're Sweat God and all you have to fight is other Sweat Gods, then I get it. But at the same time, you're now at that level. That is, you no longer can be mad about your competitive level. Like, your competitive level puts you there. So what can I say to you and say, oh, I just want to turn my brain off? Like, no, because you never did in the first place. How did you think you got there? You always had your brain on. You always were doing the most toxic things to get ahead. So now you're in a lobby with nothing but those people. So,
and that's what ranked is for. It's like, if you want to be super sweat, you can do that and keep your perfect record. And you want to turn your brain off, jump into pubs.
Because I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a mixed bag. You're not gonna have a super sweat all the time. You're gonna have a mixed bag there. In the ranked, no, you're gonna have them same sweats every time. I get it, but and it's just like, come on, man, stop it. Stop complaining about something that you can't change. Your competitive level is your competitive level. So trying to trash on, people that can't really play the game that well because you think that's more fun. That's not more. That's only more fun for you. The person that's on the other end of that, getting killed 25 times, is not enjoying themselves. So let that be skill. Let skill-based matchmaking be a thing. It's fine. Nobody's gonna get hurt. So that's my take on it. To be honest. But yeah. Anything before we move on? Skill-based matchmaking? All right. I think the next thing we were going to talk about was the Nvidia 4090. This is where I run my mouth a lot. The 4090s, the 4000 series, recently were announced. And I don't know. It got a lot of controversy, and I kind of was like, I was liking it at first. But then I started reading into it. A lot of the stuff that you gotta do, the upgrades that has to be done. Obviously, these are beefier, much beefier freaking graphics cards, and they require more power and everything like that. So there's controversy around having the power supply. There's controversy around the uptick in performance. There's controversy around the price point. There's so much just to go into about these cards and how they are trying to essentially sell a 4070 for a 480 price, and they just named it 480, and it's not really the same graphics card as it's like a 480 12 gig and a 480 16 gig, and they're not the same graphics card. And there's so much controversy that it's hilarious. But What this controversy does for the 4000 series is it kind of gets it, out there, but it doesn't do anything for Nvidia, but it does a lot for AMD. AMD has a planned showcase for their new graphics cards coming in, I believe November. No, I think it's November. Yeah, November, early November. They're going to be showcasing their graphics cards that's coming out this year, and it's anticipated that the performance is going to be pretty close to the 4080 and the 4090. I'm not sure about the 4090, but the 4080 for sure. I think they had like a lot of talks around their previous graphics card 3090 and all that stuff. They're going to have comparable cards on, which is good because at this point now I am pretty much Team Red. I didn't really care. I was going to get a Nvidia card, but I don't think I'm gonna get a red card just yet. I might wait till the next year where they drop the more affordable options because my Radeon 7 that I've been using since 2017 or 2016, it's not bad. I don't really game on my PC all that often, and with FSR 2.0, I was using that for Red Dead Redemption last night. I'm getting 60 frames at 1440p. I don't really care to game on it because I just have an Xbox. I have a PlayStation 5. I don't need to game on my PC. I have my Steam Deck if I really want to play PC games, and that is good enough for me. I don't really need the most high-end, PC. So I might go Team Red with my processor, change out my motherboard because I might get the newer recently launched I think it launched yesterday or on 26th. Whatever day it is for the new processors, I'm gonna have to get me a new motherboard, and then I might be upgrading in 2 years to a better GPU. But overall, the 4000 series put their foot in their mouth kind of on the Nvidia side because I feel like AMD is going to do the same thing they did to Intel. They're going to just overpass. They're going to pass them up. And with FSR 2.0 and everything, like the benchmarks, it's really close right now. It's not super terrible in difference in like the resolutions. And if you don't know what FSR mean, it's like their fidelity super resolution feature. It's basically their DLSS for AMD, but it's not on just Nvidia cards. I mean, it's not just on AMD cards. You can use it with a Nvidia card too. So this is like an open source super resolution, thing where anyone can use it. So it makes it more fundamentally, it's fundamentally better, not better as in like it's a better implementation because it's on all platforms. And then it's also, it's going to have more people wanting to engage with it. So why would I not go with that? Why would I want to go with the one that requires me to have their particular hardware to use? Just doesn't make sense. So a lot of things are going into my thought process, but this was about the 4000 series cards. I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this, you probably know all the specs about this card, so I'm not going to do that and give you any of that information because it just doesn't matter. The price point is truly what matters, and I believe the cards are, and I'm trying to find the pricing. Okay, the 490 is $15.99. The 480 16 gig is $11.99. The RTX, and this is all US price points, RTX 480 12 gig is $8.99. That is very expensive for graphics cards. And I guess the thing that's saving them is that the 3090s and like all of those 3000 series, these are going to be trying to like 2 times in the performance. So if you're thinking about it in that sense, those cards were very similar in price at launch, at least like $100 or so difference. You're getting 2 times the performance. So the generational leap for an extra $100 doesn't seem terrible, but at the end of the day, graphics cards, these are pretty much, astronomical numbers kind of in regards to like, and there's no entry level price point right now. These are 4080 is $899. And that's where the big controversy is coming in, because that one, the 12 gig one, is not the same card as the 4080 16 gig. But they're trying to sell it as it is and trying to sell it at a higher price. There should be a card in here that's $599 basically, and there's none. So yeah, it's just a lot of controversy, and I think it's given AMD the lane to really take over. And I don't know. Competition is good and it's great, and that's why AMD is, pushing ahead in so many different, avenues. But to see them try to kind of pull the wool over people's eyes, it kind of just put a bad taste in your mouth, and you're like, I don't know. So yeah, it did overall, this time frame of me researching and looking up things, that did sway my decision to stick with AMD. Because I don't see them doing these same type of tactics. Like, they're really focused on efficiency. So I don't feel like I'm gonna have to upgrade my power supply once I do my new processor, and whether or not I get a card down the line, I think I'm still going to be equipped, because even though they're giving you better performance, they're still doing the same wattage. So there's just so much more better on their end right now that just persuades me to kind of stick with them. So yeah, and that's all I got on 4000 series. Though I think it's unfortunate. It's not unfortunate because they know what they're doing, but it's just weird that to see companies like Intel, companies like Nvidia kind of drop the ball on a lot of different areas that they shouldn't be. I don't know if it's just complacency, or if they're just feeling like they don't have to try. They need some skill-based matchmaking, but they just seem like they don't really care. So I don't have to care to pay for your stuff, so I won't. But yeah, it's very interesting. Did you see anything about the 4000 series, or did you guys see anything about these graphics cards? Did you see the scalper looking?
So I didn't look into much of the specs, because for me, it's not like I was ever going to upgrade, because I got the 3080 series, and they won that round because of the price was like too competitive for AMD to be able to keep up.
Oh yeah.
This time around, they're more on equal footing, and like you said, that's not as good on Nvidia. With them being the lower price, is a clear win, but with being equal, there's a lot of benefits to both. But yeah, they were showing off a lot of their new AI technology. A lot of it seems interesting, and it will still come to the existing cards in some ways. But if you want to make full advantage of that stuff, you got to upgrade to the next cards. That's fine. I think these cards are, with them being such high price points, and for the 30 series to be, the 3000 series to be so good, like, it doesn't even make sense to upgrade if you did already. So yeah, I think for a lot of people it's going to be a skip, unless your computer break, you got to replace something, then you look into newer options. But I don't know, they kind of overkilling or overflooding the market with their options. I know they want to cover all their bases, but it's not really the time for that, I don't think. But
no, especially when they really are having a hard time with supply chain issues, and I think them having these multiple price points, and then the most expensive one coming out first, and like the wait for the next ones to come out, just proves that they're looking for an easy money grab right now. And the true beneficial one that you would possibly have the most bang for your buck is the most expensive. The other ones are just not good options, and they're trying to still sell 30 series cards or 3000 series cards, because the 3000 series cards are sitting on shelves right now because of the whole situation with Bitcoin and all of the supply coin based whatever Ethereum, all of those
Market
currencies.
crash.
Yeah, market crash there. I can't think of the name of the currency now. Jesus, coin currency. I forget the name of the
Crypto.
currency.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency. Jesus. But yeah, the cryptocurrency crash, it was just kind of caused a lot of people not to want to do the mining and flooding the market with used ones. And now they sitting on a bunch of their stuff. So they still want to sell them. And this makes perfect sense when you want to sell your 3000 series. Let's not give them an entry level option. Let's put out the brand new 4090 first. Get people to review that one, see the differences in the makeup, and then the run of the mill ones that nobody's going to pay attention to. Let's put them out later, because maybe over time people are just going to buy the 3080 series or 3000 series cards, and then maybe the 4090 is still going to do well enough that we make some profit on this series of cards. But I don't know. Don't like it, but they gonna do what they want to do, and then they gonna do all the TIs, and it's just gonna be like, yeah, okay. But I'm looking forward to AMD. That's all I can say on that. Any lasting thoughts from you fellas on any of this before we move on?
Go ahead and get your Steam Deck instead.
Yeah. Yep. Steam Decks are pretty nice. Well, the last thing that we wanted to talk about was Edgerunners. So Edgerunners, Cyberpunk, and obviously the rekindling of me playing this game was due to Edgerunners. The new anime, I think it's Trigger, right? Trigger made that. Yeah.
Yep, Studio Trigger.
Studio Trigger made that, and that's the people that made now I can't remember the name of the game. Just freaking
Kill.
Yeah, Kill. Yeah, correct. So they made shows like that, and it has a lot of similarities to it. And then there's like a lot of cyberpunk-esque things just to kind of take in. And I know you said you're halfway, so I'm not going to spoil anything. But what I will say,
we ain't got to spoil it for everybody, but I'd say this is like the most popular anime or TV show out right now. So I already know how it ends. One, because I played Cyberpunk and I know like the type of stories they like to tell. And then two, like people just be talking about it all the time because they really enjoyed it, so they talk about the ending. My bad. So far I enjoy it. I like Trigger anime. It's like very colorful and energetic. Because I really hate like plain like basic ass Sword Art Online characters.
Plain Jane.
Yeah. But this doesn't have that problem. So far the story is good, has a lot of similarities and like tone to the main game. I'm excited to finish it, and of course, like with it being so good and it being so popular, hope they do more.
Yeah, I think definitely they're gonna do more. I think it's gonna be a season 2, or I don't know if it's gonna be like a season 2 of Edgerunner. I think it's gonna be like another story, something like that. I don't know if it's gonna be like a continuation of that story, but it's gonna be another story. But overall, like when it was a very like very quick but impactful story. Like kind of already knew where it was going to end up based on like a couple episodes, like probably like episode 7. You kind of knew where it was going to end. Like you knew where it was going to end, but you knew what was going to happen because it was kind of like the same story that they were telling in Cyberpunk, but in a different way. And it just definitely was a good story overall. Animation was cool. At first I didn't like the art style. I ain't gonna hold you. When I first saw it, I was like, man, why this art style? And then after a while I started like, okay, I get this art style. This art style makes it feel because it kept giving me flashbacks to when Naruto was stretching and he was fighting Why can't I remember their name? The Pain. He was fighting Pain.
Oh, Pain.
And his face was stretching out. Like sometimes if it reminded me of that, and I was like, bro, this is ugly. But I just kind of started to fall in love with the character design, the world, and how they animated fights. That really kind of was like, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. So, because Kill La Kill, I didn't like how their faces and stuff look, but when they started scrapping and they started actually boxing, I thought it was really cool. So it was the same thing basically, and a lot of different types of textures, tones, and understanding of like you can go back and revisit it, and then it still feel like you learned something different sometimes, and that's really cool. Or like you see something different, or like people will break it down, and like you'll be like, "Oh, I didn't even notice that the first time around." So it's kind of like one of those shape of shows. It's not too much of that in there, but when you have that type of stuff, it's really cool. And then they, tied everything into actual spaces on Cyberpunk the game that you can visit. I haven't went through and did none of that. I just wanted to go back and replay through the city because I just enjoy the world so much. I enjoyed it the first time I played it, and I just catch myself just looking around at the world most of the time, not paying attention to what's actually happening on the screen. I just be looking around, taking pictures, stuff like that. So it just rekindled a lot of that stuff. Cyberpunk Edgerunner is probably one of the most impactful and probably one of the best animes I've watched in like 2-3 years. I mean, I really enjoyed Attack on Titan's ending, but it didn't have nothing on Cyberpunk, so I ain't gonna hold you. I really it's just a really good anime, and it has a very cool and concise story. It's like so very much so in your face, and you can't get it out your head sometimes, but it's really good. But yeah,
that intro song go hard remind me of old Naruto.
Don't stay. I think the one that really made me sad is they play it in the freaking game too. Is Stay the Night or something like that. It's called Stay the Night.
Oh, the credit song, yeah.
Yeah, man. I was like, bruh, is this gonna be the new anthem for sad song? Because what was they doing? I think I was just driving. I was driving Claire home. Claire is the woman
the
at
racer
the bar.
girl.
Yeah, the racer girl.
Yeah.
The woman at the bar that works the bar. And I was driving her home we was riding home from something, and they started playing because that's when I stopped her from if you haven't played Cyberpunk, it's a small spoiler, but I stopped her from killing the person that killed her husband. Or had an accident in those death races or whatever, and I stopped her from killing them. And as that song started playing, I said, "Oh my goodness!" But it's definitely a very impactful song, and I had no idea what they were saying, but the melody is really good. And then I started recognizing that it was saying "Stay the Night" because I had no idea, honestly, because people kept saying it. And I was like, that's the title of the song. Why is that title so song? And then I literally was listening to it again, and I was like, oh, they actually say it in the song. But I didn't hear none of that. I just know the melody, I know the sound, and it's really a good one too. So yeah, man, anime great. The OST or the soundtrack is great. Like they named most of the episodes after a song, and yeah, I thought it was really really good. And I did not have the ability to stop, which I'm amazed that you was able to stop. I didn't have the ability to stop. I had to watch the entire thing same day. But yeah, it's really good. But anything else before we go? Anything y'all want to talk about? Did before we get up out of here?
We on time today?
We on time, my boy. We is on time, which is awesome.
No, I guess this is a rare opportunity. We might as well take it.
Yeah. What's some of the I know you said
What's
God of
the
War.
next game you don't play, Jalen?
Oh, shoot, that's a good question.
Warzone.
I don't even think it's gonna be. Is it gonna be Warzone? Would it be Warzone? I think the only game that I'm interested in playing right now is God of War. I mean, because I'm going back and playing other stuff because there's no reason for me to. There's no reason. There's no need for me to wait or play anything else. Stranger of Paradise. I was gonna play Resident Evil 3 because I got it for cheap, $10. Like I said, I was gonna wait until $10, and then I never played it. And then I wanted to play Plague Tale, never played it. And then there's plenty of other games that I just haven't gotten around to. So it's like a big list, but I don't know. Next game I want to play, I think I want to give my time to. It's got to be Plague Tale. I think I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna try to give it a good go and play it because I have it on my PlayStation. I got it on my Xbox, and I think I purchased it on my Steam, my library. So I didn't mean to buy.
Oh, the first one, not the second one.
The first one, yes.
Okay.
So
yeah, I haven't played it.
Yeah, Innocence. I heard it was a good story, so that's what I kind of wanted to jump back into.
Mm-hmm.
Anything for you that you're gonna be playing?
Honestly, I'm hoping one of these indie games go on sale because they all like $25, which I don't know. But no, I'm just be playing through Cyberpunk for a while. I might start a new story. We'll see. I just got it on PC. Been trying to tweak it and get it running well. It runs pretty good. Ray tracing at 60, but I was trying to see if I can push past that. But I might need a 4080.
Yeah, that mud. Once the DLS 3.3 come out, I think I don't know if it's only for them or is it I don't know if it's only for those cards or if it's backwards compatible where you can use it on your system. But DLS 3 is supposed to give a huge uptick in performance for Cyberpunk. I know for sure. So if that's the case, because do you use DLS?
I use it a little bit. I personally try not to use FSR and DLSS too much because I do notice what it does to a lot of games, like
the sharpening.
Horizon. Yeah, I didn't like how it looked in that game. Same thing with God of War, so I didn't use them. Cyberpunk is okay, but if you pump up DLSS too much, the billboards, like the advertisements, some of them can look weird depending, because some of them are behind glass or stuff like that. So I try not to use it too much. So right now at 60, it's okay. It's a lot better than what's on the console. So
okay. Well, all right. Well, that's the end of it. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. If you got to this part, that is, you are truly the OG. I want to thank you for listening all the way up to the end. You can always check this out on my channel at BCD Universe or on wherever you find your podcast. That's where we at. But thanks for listening, and we're gonna have some more topics for you next week. Peace.